The Agency for Persons with Disabilities is committed to finding employment and supporting employment for the individuals we serve. Our next speaker this morning is a gentleman who works here in Tallahassee at Westminster Oaks. Daniel Jordan is here today to share his thoughts on what it means to him to be employed at this outstanding retirement community. Please welcome Daniel Jordan. Daniel, please come.
My name is Daniel Walker Jordan. I live in Tallahassee, Florida. I am 25 years old. For 2.5 years, I have worked at Westminster Oaks, a Presbyterian retirement community. I first volunteered in physical therapy and physical fitness. After 6 months of volunteering, I did such a good job, they hired me. Now I work in dining services. I use my organizational skills for preparation and set up the tables. I also work in the dish room, where I am responsible for all of the silverware. I enjoy being around the other employees in dining services. If I need support, they help me to do my job better and faster. Did you know that I am the only employee at Westminster Oaks with Down syndrome? I like to show what people with Downs can do. After I work for 2 hours each morning, 5 days a week, I volunteer with the physical and occupational therapists. I encourage the residents to do their therapy. The best part of the job at Westminster Oaks is putting a smile on the resident's face. Thank you.
Daniel, great job. Appreciate you being here this morning. There are more than 4,000 APD customers currently in the workforce, and we plan to increase this number in the future. Vocational rehabilitation helped over 5,000 people achieve their employment goals last year. In addition, VR assisted over 1,200 injured workers in returning to employment. Blind Services assisted 720 people in obtaining employment last year. Florida has the third largest population of disabled veterans in the nation, with more than 259,000. And 1,800 of those are veterans who are wounded in Floridians who are veterans who were wounded in service in Iraq and Afghanistan. You can see there are many state efforts to improve the opportunities for people with disabilities. Our next speaker is one of those soldiers wounded in the Iraq War. Mark McDuffie is the only person from his bomb squad unit to survive an IED bomb blast. Mark is now gainfully employed in Florida with his own hunting and fishing guide business. Please welcome Staff Sergeant Mark McDuffie.
Good morning. Thanks again for the invitation. We had to get up early this morning, traveled in from a little town in Freeport, Florida, if you all know where that's at, over in Walton County. But back to March 2nd, 2007, I was on my second tour in Iraq when we got called out to a roadside bomb. Things went a little crazy at the time, and the bomb detonated. And at that day, I thought that was the end of the world for me, because I was a healthy young man, never been as sick. And next thing I know, I'm laying in Walter Reed for 6 months, where I went through 58 surgeries to repair both legs that ready for amputation. At that time, I remember laying there and just thinking, man, the world's coming to an end. You know, I'm not supposed to be the one getting injured, not supposed to be the one. But I was encouraged by my fellow wounded warriors at Walter Reed, and just their attitudes, and people that came in with all different types of disabilities that was willing to say, hey, life is terrible. It seems terrible now, but in 6, 7 months, you're going to be enjoying the things that you did in the past. So that's where I stand today. It's been 4 years. I'm better off in the whole aspects of my life. I feel I wouldn't take anything for it. I retired in 2009 from the Air Force, where civil service offered me a wonderful job. And I went back to the same desk, was making great money, but I was not happy doing that job. And I wanted to help other people because so many people helped me. So one night as you all know, you've probably heard of the Wounded Warrior Project. Governor Scott has been tremendous with the Wounded Warrior Project and allowed us to be a part of all the stuff that he's doing here in Tallahassee. We've been with him. So I'm actually a peer mentor with the Wounded Warrior Project, but I was laying there and I do a lot of different hunts, fishing and guiding. And I said, I just want to help other people out. So I was laying in bed one night about 2 o'clock in the morning, couldn't sleep one of those nights, and I just started putting on a piece of paper what I wanted to do, and we've come up with Wounded Warrior Fishing. It's a nonprofit and a guide business that I have started where Destin, Panama City, I bring in. This year I've hosted about 25 Wounded Warriors and their families because I feel we get injured as a family, we heal as a family. And I think it's important because it all goes back to attitude and opportunities. And I felt like I had a strong family support that it helped me with my attitude and giving me a lot of opportunities. So I enjoy taking care of the whole Wounded Warrior families as a family, watching them come down. And we put them up on the beach for a week. We take care of all their expenses and just allow them to enjoy time on the water. If they don't really want to fish, if they just want to spend time with their family on the beach, then we're for that. And I would also like to recognize Neil Sorrell, my guest that's with me today. He owns and runs Live Oak Landing, an RV resort area along the water. And I went to him wanting to say, hey, this is a great place that I can bring Wounded Warriors and we can be away from the crowds and we can build a campfire and we can cook and just really enjoy each other and minister to each other and just enjoy being around each other. And we truly know how each other feels. Well, he was all supportive of that, and he went a step further, and he said, we would like to open our doors for you and allow you to run a guide business out of here. So it went from just going to meet someone for my nonprofit. Now I'm running a guide business out of it. So I enjoy doing it because I enjoy being on the water is my therapy. It helps me get through everything, and I just enjoy spending that with other people on the water. So between that, my wife and I, we have a flower shop that keeps us busy, and I have a 3-year-old son and a year-old little girl. So that's truly my job. So again, I just want to say thank you for allowing me to be here and allowing me to explain a little bit and recognizing the disabled vets, and especially with the ones we have, Afghanistan. And just remember, it's as you well know, and when we get this out, it's not always about a physical wound that makes somebody a wounded warrior. It's mind, spirit, soul, and that's just as important as someone that's has a physical injury. And again, just thank you for that. And as long as we do our part and we keep recognizing, bringing it up, then we can make sure people are getting taken care of like they should. And we don't have to repeat some things that maybe we've gone through in the past. Because the only reason I'm able to stand here is the men and women that came through the wars before me, the Vietnam vets. We continue to do what we do from what people prior to us have. So again, thank you.